everybody. Welcome to another fun, exciting episode of This Boardgame Life. I am one of your fine hosts for today. My name is Rob, and with me in the same room right here is my good buddy Mark.
Hey, everybody. How you doing? Welcome to this amazing episode where we're actually...
episode.
Yeah, this is awesome. So, Why are we doing this? What brought us together, Rob? Other than my cough.
Other than like fate, life, our paths, all that good stuff. What brought us together? Very good question. We do a podcast every so often, like we have for many years, on board games, and we have created This Boardgame Life Con. This is number 2. Yeah, the first one was last year in February over in my neck of the woods, and number 2, I should be looking at the camera. Number 2 is here in this neck of the woods, Mark's HUD.
West Campus.
Yes, West Campus and East Campus. And I flew out here a couple days ago, and we've been doing some serious gaming, amongst other things, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's been awesome. Normally we play over BGA, and it takes us a month and a half to play one quick 30-minute game.
Yeah, I know.
Because we're doing it's your turn to go, and 4 days later one of us will get back to it. But we have knocked out, let's see, what did we do? 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We played 14 games, but 15 plays because one of them we played twice. So
we did? Which one?
The very first game we played 2 games. Yep.
Okay.
So we just wanted to. It's not going to be a normal podcast like you're used to. We're just going to talk about the games that we played last couple of days. We still have one more day. Rob leaves tomorrow night. And we're going to be getting as much gaming as we can during the day.
Final stretch, 24 hours.
Yep. So, we thought, you know what? Let's do a podcast while we're both together and talk about what we've been playing the last couple of days. Don't forget, if you're watching us, cough.
Okay. So while he's coughing and trying to recover, this is This Board Game Life, episode number 90, TBL Con 2025. That's This Board Game.
It is
2025, not to be confused with anything else that sounds similar.
So I got a question. TBGL, is board game one word or 2?
Depends on who you ask.
Because I'd really rather say TBL.
We can change it
instead of TBGL. That's so hard to say, in my opinion.
Yes,
we need to switch it to TBL. This Board Game Life.
Yes. Then people go table. Table Con 2025.
Get your end tables here, your kitchen tables. Yeah.
Yeah. And, I'm just going to bring this up because this is what I was laughing about earlier. So Mark is in the frame and his pastiness screws up the white balance of the whole room. I'm blending into the background.
I'm a board gamer. I don't get out much.
Yes.
and I live in Seattle. Where have you seen the sun since you've been here?
No.
All right. There's more light in this room than there is outside.
I haven't seen the sun since I left home.
So there you go. I'm pasty white. All right.
Yes.
And
I'm just joking.
If you're listening to the audio and you want to see how pasty white I am, watch us on YouTube. Look for. This is going to be a rough show.
You can't see the games in the background. It's like, where's Rob? I should have worn some lighter clothing or something.
I threw on a raggedy old t-shirt. I don't care.
Anyway.
So you can listen to our audio podcast on YouTube. Yeah. You can watch the video version. We do unboxings, playthroughs, reviews, and I have captured footage of us playing not everything. Some games we had to go up to the kitchen table because they're table hogs. Some things were we needed to learn, like Twilight Struggle. You didn't want to. I don't know if we can put a 12-hour video up on YouTube. But
No,
we have some gameplay footage of us playing some various games. The last one we just did, Rebirth.
Some shorts too.
We did a half. There were some shorts that we just did a couple. So all that stuff's available on our YouTube channel. Please like, subscribe, and comment, and let us know your thoughts. And yeah, but let's. Why don't we dive into?
And did we post everything already or no?
No.
Yeah. Maybe like
today was the first.
Yeah. Okay.
Our very first game, I posted one playthrough of that.
Okay.
So that was the first one.
Rock on.
I got to work on them. After you leave, I'll start getting them out, probably one a day.
One a day every couple days.
Yeah, something like that.
Sounds good.
All right. So we started off, Rob got here Thursday night. And
we played.
Yeah, so that was our first game.
Mm-hmm.
Hanamakoji.
Yep.
So we did gee whiz.
The dog likes that game.
Have I been coughing this bad all day? It's like, as soon as we started recording, it's really bad. And I know my cough's been prevalent lately because I'm still trying to recover from the flu. I went to the doctor on Friday, and she said it's going to take some time. So I apologize. But Hanamakoji.
One cough at a time.
Yeah, we played that. We played it twice. So we did I did a teaching game, and then we actually did record this one, the second one that we played. So we do have and that was released today, so that's already on the YouTube, that playthrough of Hanamakoji. So you can watch Rob and I play that.
Yeah, that was the one that had the cards with the tokens in the middle, and then it's like a push-pull.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a...
You have 4 actions that you take. We both have to take the same 4 actions in a turn, and you only have 3 rounds max to play. It's quick.
Yeah, it very much reminds me of like games like Battle Line. Stefan Feld did one. Roma. A Revolver from Stronghold. I was like, oh man, which one? And it's in a tin. Hate the tins. But but it's like a new take on that mechanic, and it's really good. It's really good.
I don't think it's a new take. It's an older game.
Well, yeah, but those other ones have been around a lot longer.
Oh, have they? Yeah. So, yeah, Hanamakoji.
Yeah, 2013.
Where do you see that?
What, when it came out?
The date.
Right there.
Oh, right.
Right next to the name.
Moving on. Where is it? So, but you might know this game also as Jixia Academy, I think it is another name. And it's basically the same game. Jixia Academy. It's the same gameplay, but instead of you having favor tokens and geishas as the cards, they're like samurais, and it's a sword but it's the exact same gameplay, same thing. So if you're familiar with that, then you know what Hanamakoji is.
And then they came out with that new one that we were talking about, where I backed one. I think I got it last year. There was Hanamakoji, and then there was Geisha's Road or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
And it came out, is it re-implemented by over there?
Re-implemented.
Right there, yeah.
This one?
Yeah, Geisha's Road. So
2022.
Yeah.
See, it's right next to the name.
Yeah, I see that.
So is this...
Yeah, so it comes in like a 2-pack. So it folds open, and then it's sleeved. Some people like that stuff. It's a little annoying. But
there's a first player token there.
Doohickey.
Looks. Yeah. I don't think this artwork is nice. This is pretty blah compared to the original game. That looks a little better. I think
Geisha's Road's a little different.
Yeah. Yeah, this has a lot of different stuff to it. So.
Well, Hanamakoji is definitely a cool game. What, Emperor 54?
S4.
S4, yeah.
Yeah, S4 is the publisher. So, All right. So
what do we do next? So we played 2 of those, right?
we did. And then we went, let me pull it up. I introduced you to something new I just picked up, and I liked it so much. I bought the retail copy, but I liked it so much I ended up going out to Chip Theory Games on their website to buy the deluxe version of this game. So when you arrived, I handed you my retail copy.
Yes.
And this is Neon Rain. This is a like a arcade style battler, like if you think of like Mortal Kombat, where you pick a character and then you're fighting back and forth, joystick moves and button moves, and that's what this is. But it's a card game, and it's a lightweight game, 10-15 minutes, and you're done. But you have star powers and you have character abilities. There's like 12 different characters that you can choose from. There's a solo mode that you can play against the AI system, which actually works really well. I was really impressed. I did play several of those. I think I did an unboxing, but I don't know. I can't remember if I did a playthrough. But and I don't remember. I don't think we did record. I can't remember if we recorded the Neon Rain playthrough. I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
But if we did, we'll definitely get it out there. But I will say this, between the deluxe edition and the retail edition, I almost prefer the retail edition because of the cards. Our normal like playing cards. The deluxe version is like the Chip Theory's known for their like PVC cards,
the plasticky,
and they're hard to shuffle. They're hard to hold in your hand. They like slip out. Where the retail version actually is really nice. I'm like, I almost wanted to keep those cards, but I wanted the acrylic tokens and stuff that came in the deluxe version. But none of it's necessary. But this is available at retail for about, I want to say it's around $25 at your friendly local gaming store.
Good quality.
It is.
So Neon Night is like a new spin-off.
It's a new studio
from Chip Theory.
Correct.
So they don't do like the full like no cardboard.
Correct.
Thing that Chip Theory does. So they do include some of this, but the quality looks like it's still decent.
Oh, I thought it was still, I mean, it was good. The cards are great.
Yeah, it seems like Chip Theory style, but with
more
chipboard, cardboard, whatever you want
to lower the prices.
Yeah.
Yes. Because we talked about Chip Theory being like a boutique retailer or a shop, and they're like, I've got stuff down here like Too Many Bones, and something. It's there's no cardboard in it, and it's heavy, it's expensive. There's a lot of
but you know
stuff
what?
to it.
So even though the components are really cool, they still have upgrades. Like for a 20 strong, you can take, so you get that little poker chip scoring thing inside the plastic, and you can upgrade it to metal. That's like, you can still take it one level higher.
Trying to make everybody happy. So
yeah, exactly. So you get the upgraders and get regular. But yeah, I think the Neon Rain cards that you were talking about, they have that feel to them where you're like, is this paper, or is it really coated paper, or is it plastic? Which is it? And I know it feels weird.
Very slippery.
Yeah.
They are like butter. But so what did you think of the game yourself? Because I love this game. Yeah. It's fantastic solo. It's great playing against other people.
I definitely enjoyed it. It was a little weird for me because the cards that you play, they have buttons and then they have joystick movements, and it was a little strange for me to get used to it. I don't think I fully got used to the gameplay, but I did enjoy it. Yeah, it's one of those that there's some games that they feel clunky. They're not, but they feel clunky because you just aren't quite there yet in like your familiarity with the smoothness and the playing of it.
Like one of the games we just played a little bit ago.
I was going to bring it up. Yeah,
we'll talk about that when we get to it. But yeah, at the very beginning,
you know what I mean, though. Right?
Yeah. This Neon Rain, it's not a hard game to learn, but when you're first looking at it, there is quite a bit, and I think the biggest thing is learning the order of how you resolve the cards. That once you understand that you're going to do the what are they called, counter cards first, then you're going to resolve the joysticks, then you're going to resolve the buttons, and the buttons are the ones that do the damage. Joysticks don't do damage, but they can add star power and shields, or they might strike an opponent's deck. So I think now that you've played it, and we only did this one time because it was late. It was late. It was because by the time you got here that night, it was pretty late. We got two Hanamikojis and one Neon Rain, and it was like, I think it was 2 a.m.
Yeah, it was.
Which was 4 a.m. your time. So, we were both pretty tired. So we didn't run through it again. Maybe we can do a quick one tomorrow because it's like a 15-minute game.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll fit another one in if you would like before we leave. But yeah, when I was first playing it, you're like joysticks and buttons and you're doing things different, and there's a throw card and there's a block card and there's a combo breaker card and
transfers to the microphone.
Oh, sorry. So you're trying to kind of learn it, but once you realize, throw takes out joysticks, blocks block the buttons, it actually becomes very quick, very simple. But it just takes maybe 1 or 2 times to go through it, then to get oh yeah. So fantastic game.
Yeah. No, very cool game.
So then we get into Friday, and Friday was so Friday we got started late. We both had some work because it was a Friday.
Yep.
We both had some work obligations we had to deal with.
Errands to run.
Errands. I had to go to a doctor appointment, unfortunately. But so we didn't get started till like 5 that evening, I think it was. And we're like, all right,
that's right.
We're going to play Twilight Struggle. What was it? You said 2 to 3 hour game?
Play and learn.
Yeah, but you said, Struggle. How long is it? It's like a 2 to 3 hour game?
It's normally like a 2 to 3 hour. Yeah.
So the game took us 6 hours to play.
And learn.
But we were also watching videos
which are not
prior to that.
Yeah, not in that
was not in that 6 hours. So, but
hey, we played all 10 turns, right?
We played all 10 rounds, yes.
We did not quit.
I really liked the game. I really did. I really enjoyed it until about 3 hours in, maybe even 4. That last 2 hours was brutal for me. I just wanted to be done. But then again, we were back at like 2 a.m. It was like really late in the game. That's the first time I think I've never played a game that long in one sitting.
Yeah.
I've done maybe 3 hour games. I don't know if I've ever gone over 3 hours. I've sat and played like Gloomhaven from like.
But that's multiple games.
But that's multiple campaigns. Yeah. But I have sat and played from like, 5 at night till like midnight. Okay, that's a long stretch.
Yeah.
But this was one game played in that, and that was like, wow. But now that we know the game, I think we would be at that 3 hour mark, the second play. Maybe a little longer, but
well, I don't know.
Well, with you taking an hour on each of your turns.
Hey now.
So really fun to play.
45 minutes per turn.
So that took us.
So what does that wind up being? So if it's 6 hours and there were 10
rounds, right?
Yeah, so that winds up being 600 minutes.
I don't know. You're going to do math, and it's no. It's after midnight now. I can't math.
Yeah, no, that's 360. So it's like a little bit over half an hour per round, which is like, half an hour, a little more than half an hour per turn, which is excessive. That's the whole headline, the 6-7 going back and forth and then like cleaning up. Well, it's like that. We can easily, I think, do it in a lot less.
Yeah, I remember looking at the clock because I do time my gameplays and stuff. In the very first turn, it took us almost 2 hours.
Okay, so that was 1/3 of the time.
And then I noticed after that it drastically dropped.
Yeah.
But then as the game went on, it started to get a little longer. And I think that's because that first turn, we were trying to figure out what to do, and there was a lot. Once we kind of had, okay, we've got kind of the flow of what we're doing, we were able to pick it up. But then I think it went so long, and there's so much more to do that it then started to drag our turns out. You know what I mean? Because there was just so much more to do.
I know what you mean.
That was awesome. So there was a card where, who was it? Nixon that
Nixon and I think it was Khrushchev.
Yes. Where I guess in real life he poked him in the chest for something.
Yeah.
So you see the card, like the photo, newspaper photo, that, and there's like, you just like, I don't remember what the card was or what the results were, but you gained something from me. But it's like poke your enemy in the chest and take 2 points. I don't know what it was, but I started laughing when I read that card. And there was another one that was, I think you had, that was along that line. It just caught us off guard. It was really kind of funny.
The War Games one. I showed it to you. I'm like, hey, look at this one.
Yeah, the War Games card. So there's some humor in this, but the coolest thing is it's all based on real historic events that took place during the Cold War. So it's Russia and the U.S., or I'm sorry, USSR,
from the 40s
and
to
the USA.
89, I think.
Yeah, and you're the ultimate battle of risk, right? But it's you're trying to influence all these countries, and based on real events that will counteract other things that are in effect. And I'm like, this is really cool. So that's
amazing.
And
it's sort of like, risk X's and allies, right? So you have the world map and you're taking over areas, but I really like the mechanisms that they used for this game. It's just a little more interesting than just dropping cubes or whatever,
rolling dice and attack. It's that's why I'm saying it's like the ultimate game of risk. It's like a seriously real war game. It is. It's awesome.
GMT, and it's the first game I think in the coin series, if I remember right. So they came out with about like 10, 12 games since then. And are you looking it up?
Yeah, I wanted to put it up on the screen in case we wanted any info.
So they came out with a whole bunch of games after that, like Labyrinth and Andean Abyss, I think, or something like that, and a whole ton that came out afterwards. But and plus this one was like number 1 for years on BGG.
Yes, it came out in 2005, and right now its overall rank on BGG is still 13. And this game is 20 years old.
Yeah, actually. Yeah.
20 years. Yeah.
And like on its 6th or 7th printing. And it's like, what makes this deluxe? I'm like, it's mounted on a player board because it's not like paper.
I was asking him, like, I saw the box like deluxe version, and I'm like, it's cardboard, it's cards. I'm like, there's nothing deluxe here.
Yeah, all it is the square chits, right? Square chits, a deck of cards, and this massive map. And it's like, because a lot of those games, it's just paper, and then they put it under plexiglass, under acrylic.
That's so funny.
So that the thing stays flat. But and the funny thing is, look at how many artists that are on that game. It looks like it's got clip art or something on it. Anyway.
Well, there's 5 of them.
Yeah.
So,
but great game. It was a long time, but I'm happy that we played it.
Oh, I am too.
Yeah.
It's one of those games that we will always remember. This playthrough.
Mm-hmm.
It's just it's not just, how many times have you played a game and you look back a year later and go, or you're like, oh yeah, let's play it with your group, and then you're like, man, that seems familiar, and you find out you've played it before, but you didn't have any recollection of it.
Yeah.
You and I are gonna know. We will always remember we played this game.
Yeah, on Con number 2.
Yep. So it's one of those games you're not going to forget your first playthrough.
Yeah.
So
maybe we could, like on the next con, we could play it again and see if we can do it in less than 6 hours.
I'm not feeling so well, Rob. I got this cough.
Right on.
I'm feeling a little verklempt.
Right on.
All right. So
anyway, after that, we played a series of
guys.
games. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a name for the series?
I call it the 20-minute series. I don't know. The Blitzkrieg line. It's they claimed a Blitzkrieg line of 20-minute games.
Yeah. Okay.
So
with Blitzkrieg being, I guess, the
original.
Yeah, the first in the series. Anyway,
so we're talking about Dogfight!
Mm-hmm.
Exclamation point! Colon.
Dogfights.
Rule the skies in 20 minutes! Exclamation. This one came out 2023. This is the third in this series, and like we said, I guess Blitzkrieg, World War II in 20 minutes is the original one that came out, and then there's Caesar's Siege of Rome was like in the middle, came out again. You're sieging Rome in 20 minutes. This was the first one we played, and it's my least favorite of the three because it's very simple, and there's not a whole lot going on, in my opinion. But I still liked it. It's just not my favorite of the three. But Rob, you had I think a pretty different opinion.
Yeah, it's a fun, super light game. Definitely a good filler game, something to, not necessarily play with kids, but it is more approachable than a lot of the games that we play. So I kind of likened this one a little bit to some of those easy play games that we played.
Yeah.
Not quite as simple as those. It's a little more thematic, right? Because you've got, basically World War I planes that are like, dog fighting, going around in a circle, or loops trying to, get behind each other and, take each other out.
Mm-hmm.
So not a whole lot of strategy, but it's accessible and it's fun for what it is. And there is some interesting strategy. You're really trying to like outguess your opponent. So in the game, you're playing these tiles that move you between 1 to 5 or 6 spaces,
Mm-hmm.
and then they have a certain amount of shooting tokens on there to give damage to your opponent. So it's a hidden move, essentially set up where you're reaching into it was a bag, right? Yeah, it was a bag.
Yeah, and when you pull your tiles out behind the hidden screen.
Out, and so you're trying to figure out, it's like, okay, it's like 10 spots around the board approximately, and you're like, how many is he going to go? Is he going to go 1? Is he going to go 3? Is he going to go 5? How can I catch up to him without passing him?
Right.
Because if you pass, then you're screwed.
Even if you end up on the same spot, you can't shoot because you can both be on the same spot. So yeah, you want to catch up, but you don't want to. You still want to stay behind him.
Yeah. So to me, that's where the strategy was. Like, if I think I'm close, I'm going to pull way ahead. If I think he's going to go, I'm going to try to match it, or maybe I need to go like really like one space or something like that and let him pass me up. So that's really the strategy in this whole game, but it's decent.
Yeah, and I think there was 8 or 9 different biplanes in the game, and they all have different stats. So they have different tiles.
Mm-hmm.
Some planes are faster, so they will have maybe a 6 movement tile, where all the rest of them might not have 5, or there might be one that only goes up to 4 movement, but it has like a lot more damage or something to that. So there's and they have like all the tiles, or you get a card and you have them in front of you, so I can see what Rob's tile distribution is and how many of those have the damage images on them and stuff. So if you're paying attention and trying to remember, okay, he played this. I know he played a 5. I see he's got 3 total, so I know 1's gone. So if you're keeping track of that, what your opponent's doing, and able to almost card count that way, then I think, that opens up the whole strategy of, okay, I got to get this close. I know he doesn't have another 5, but he still can have 2. Has he pulled it? What do we have? Two tokens, I think, 2 or 3 at a time that were pulled out of the bank. We didn't have them all because when you'd spend, we had 5 because it was 5 in a round.
Yeah,
that's right. So we're pulling.
Oh, that's right. 5,
Yeah,
and
it was
then
3
behind the
rounds,
player
15
screen.
tokens
Yeah.
total.
Yeah.
You pull 5 out. So yeah, so then it's like, okay, he did 2 5s in the first round because that's what he drew. Now I know he's only got 1 out of the next 10 moves. So it helps me know that he's probably not going to be able to run. So so there's that. I think that you got to be able to remember what was played and remember what you've played.
I can't remember anything.
And exactly
I just play.
I just like, I'm gonna throw it out, whatever. But this was it is a fun game in the series.
Yeah.
Just not my favorite.
Yeah, I would say out of the bunch in terms of how much I enjoy them, it's number 3 for me. Which, and I'm not saying it's bad by any means.
No, it's not.
It's just I like the other 2 better.
Yeah, and I think the next one. I think this one is my favorite, but I'm not 100% sure because I really like both of the next 2 games.
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying.
So Blitzkrieg World War II in 20 minutes was the next game that we played. And it's all 3 of these games that are in this 20-minute series are very similar. You're pulling tokens from a bag behind a hidden screen, and you're putting these things out on the board one at a time. I take a turn, he takes a turn, back and forth. You're just doing one. And with the World War II game, you have a map out that has, I think, 5. So you got, oh, that's a bad picture. I'm looking it up here, trying to find a picture of the map.
It's like 5 theaters.
Yeah. So here we go. So there's Western Europe. Ooh, that zoomed in way too much. Western Europe, Eastern Europe, the Pacific Ocean. We also have Southeast Asia, and then Africa and the Middle East. So those 5 theaters have like campaigns. I think they all have about 3, and then, well, looks like one has 2. Oh, there's a couple. Never mind. 2 to 3 campaigns going on in each. So you work on the first one, and once that's completed, whoever, you can gain points, and you're moving on these tracks trying to get your war points that, trying to get your total score up to 25. So whoever gets to 25 first wins. And but it's that push pull or tug of war. You're constantly pushing this marker that starts in the middle, and it goes towards the Axis, and it goes towards the Allies, and it's back and forth. And you're playing like Air Force tiles, which are wild. They can go on anything.
To me, that push pull thing is like from Twilight Struggle, because they had that, right? 20 point track or 40 point, I don't remember, where you're basically tugging back and forth and trying to push.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
because we started at 0, and it was on my side most of the game until the end.
It was right in front of you for 6 hours.
Yeah.
Plus,
dude, that was a blur. Okay.
A blur of fun. Yeah, there you go.
But yeah, Blitzkrieg, World War II in 20 minutes. There's more happening. I think this is the one with the most activity, the most opportunity to do different things, play different units, play special units. There's secret weapons or special weapons that you can get added to your bag, and then come out with like, a tank that does like, that moves the tracker 5 spaces to your side and stuff like that. You got naval ships that can only play on the Navy tiles. You got Army tiles that can only be on the land tiles and stuff like that. So I really feel like there's a lot more. There's a lot of war game in this small 20-minute game.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, and out of the 3, it's definitely got more war game feel, as we were just talking about here, and it's definitely more like world map. You have your Navy, your Army and Air Force, right? Your different units, and you're trying to chain activities, and it's definitely more satisfying for the gamer.
Yeah.
Types. So yeah, I'll just leave it there.
All right. And then so that took us into the third game in the series. Well, the next game in the series.
Yeah, this was the first.
Yeah.
So technically, this is the middle game now.
So let's move to Caesar. Seize Rome in 20 minutes. And all of these are from PSC Games. We should have probably mentioned the designers of these. Caesar was Paolo Mori.
And Blitzkrieg was him also.
And then, and then Dogfight was someone else.
Carlo Rossi.
Okay. So there you go. But Caesar, you're trying to, it's Rome versus Pompeii, essentially. Mm-hmm. And it's like, I guess, the fall of Rome, and Caesar's trying to hold power, and Pompey's trying to come in and take power, and you're again pulling your little tokens out of a bag, hid behind a hidden screen. You're trying to get all your control markers on the board.
Choose out of 2, don't you, or no?
What's that?
Did you choose out of 2 so you have them? Don't you choose from 2 tokens to place, or no? I don't remember. These games are all running together for me.
I'm not sure what you mean by you choose 2.
Yeah, when you have those 2 discs, those discs to place on the map, with the numbers split in the middle.
Yeah.
Don't you choose from 2 so you have?
Oh, you mean behind your screen?
Yeah, I think you have 2 and you choose one of them or something.
I think you end up with 2 or 3 of these tokens behind your screen, and you're picking one, and it has to go. And the map of the area is kind of split into all these different regions.
Yep.
And then there are special tiles that are randomly placed around the board. So if you are able to conquer that by controlling by putting the most armies into that region when it's closed off, if you will, you get that special token, which is a special ability at that point. And then you put your control marker there, and you control that region. The interesting thing about this is the map has all around these regions, there's like shields, swords, ships. Is that it? Shields, swords, and ships? Looks like it.
Yep.
So you have to have that token that has that shield on it, say, means it can only go on a shield space. And then it has a split right in the middle, which goes on the border line, because we're basically getting all the borders. You're kind of seizing on the border, right? So you're going to have like a 6 and a 0 on your thing. So you're deciding you're going to put 6 armies on one side of that border and none on the other side, or 2 and 2, or 3 and 4.
There's the wilds too.
Yeah, and then the laurels, those are wild. They can go on any one of these spaces. So you're basically trying to place these things and manage how many armies you have in each side. But every time you place, you're kind of distributing your armies to 2 different territories. So it's like you really got to think ahead of like, what does Rob have, and and am I taking one and leaving one left that he's going to easily grab? So, and then as it goes on, there's fewer and fewer spaces available. So you may not be able to place something if you don't have enough of the right tokens being pulled at that time.
Mm-hmm.
But really, really fun game.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Right.
Definitely. It's less wargamery than Blitzkrieg is, and it's more area control. I would say that's probably the niche that it fills.
Yeah, definitely area control. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yep.
All right, so
that was it, right? Then we went on the next day.
Well, we went. Well, we still played these.
So that was earlier in the day. Okay,
so
that's right.
This was yesterday, last night. So we did that. These were early Saturday, and then we went to a friend of mine's house here and played a couple of games with her. One of them was, I don't even know how to.
Ginkopolis.
Is that the proper way? I kept looking at the box. Ginkopolis.
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 Did you ever have ginkgo leaves?
No.
The ginkgo tree has these little leaves that look like the victory points.
Oh.
In the game. So
that's what he's pulling off must be off the tree in the picture.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So this is designed by Xavier Georges. I'll let you say the
Ginkgo Bilboa.
You can say the artist name.
Gail Lonarian.
And published by
Pearl Games.
Pearl Games? and several others.
Yeah.
Oh, Z-Man Games published it at one point too.
Yep.
All right, so this was interesting. I thought this was a really cool game. You're building building up with these tiles and stuff, and it's another area control game, but like 3-dimensional area control. It was really cool. First time I'd ever played it.
Yeah, it's very unique. And this was, if I remember right, this was one of the first Gen Cons that I went to. This was like an acquisition that I did over there. That was like a must-have. So that was some time ago. And the designer, he did a whole bunch of like pretty decent games. Like I think he did that other game, Twa, that we had on the list.
Oh, really? Yep. Yeah, he did.
Carson City, he did. Oh, he did Black Angel. That's a space game. Big time space game. Carnegie, Tournay, Twa, Carson City. Yeah, so he's made some really good games.
Cool. Yeah, it was. I think this was the first one I've played of his. I'm not seeing anything on the list that looks like something I've played before.
Yeah, it's all older stuff. Like, yeah, his most recent game was a couple of years ago.
Carnegie in 2022.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah, it's a pretty cool way to play the game where you're basically, we'll call it city building to some extent. You're building a city on the map using tiles, and instead of making buildings, you're really like stacking tiles, right? 1, 2, 3 levels tall, and you're expanding, and there's a couple of different methods to put your pieces out, right? You can go around the outside, you can change colors, you can stack up on top, and in the end, it's a area majority game.
Yeah.
Which, if you're not fully understanding what's going on, you have no hope in getting this, because if you're just building stuff without a plan, you'll get crushed.
That was
by anybody that's playing there. But yeah, Ginkgopolis is a fantastic game.
But a better game, at least in my opinion, is this is one of my favorites, and this is Nemesis. And Rob hasn't played this one yet, but this is the 2018 version from Adam Kopinski, and this is by Awakened Realms. This is, as everybody knows, it's Aliens, the board game. It's like Aliens without the license, and I still don't know how they're getting away with it, because and if I'm correct, my understanding is that they tried to get this license, like they made the game and wanted the Aliens license, and I guess Fox turned them down. So I think they had to make some changes, but everybody knows what this is, and this is like my favorite, one of my all-time favorites. I love it, and I was the first one to die. This game is hard, it's brutal, but I think all the times I've played, I've only ever survived once by completing my objective, actually getting out alive. Only happened one time of all the times I've played this, but I love it every time I play it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So this was your first experience. So what did you think?
I enjoyed the game. I really like this style of games. Not necessarily like super thematic games, which it is, but I mean more like where you're trying to play a game and the odds are against you the entire time. I mean, that makes for some exciting games. And when you do pull off that win, it is something that you remember. It's like, it's like I had mentioned Elder Sign from FFG. Very similar. And it's like, you're down to those rolls, and it's like, holy cow, my one roll saved everybody. Or, this is exactly the same feel. And we grew up on the Aliens movies.
Oh, yeah.
All the way from the original one in the 70s, through the ones in the 80s. Which is your favorite, by the way? Do you have any? I haven't seen the last couple, so I don't.
Obviously the first one.
Yeah.
The
So
original
like
is it still holds up.
Yeah, no.
But I love Aliens as well.
Yeah,
but those two movies are polar opposites. The first one is there's one alien and it's wiping everybody out. And it's that slow, scary, dark, just,
you don't know what's going on.
Terrified to go around any corner. And then the sequel, Aliens, was, oh my goodness, there's more than one. There's hundreds of them, and it's aliens coming from everywhere. And, those two are fantastic.
Yeah.
And then you can pretty much skip Aliens 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
3 was not good, in my opinion. I did not like that one. That was the prison one. 4 was pretty good until the very end. Had a really corny ending. But then the last one that came out was fantastic. The very last one just came out this last. Yes. Okay. That is a great alien movie.
So is that supposed to be like the first in the series, or
no? It's I don't know. You have to look at the alien timeline to figure out. Like Covenant, I really like. I think it was Covenant, which is originally that's like the very first one. Like that kind of explains how all this kind of got started. But that's another fantastic movie. I've liked the last couple Alien movies. I love the Alien versus Predator movies. Mm-hmm. I love Predator. It's like one of my favorites. But anyways, Nemesis. I love this game. I've also got
what I was playing Aliens, wasn't I? When you did that jump scare to me,
yes,
like 20 years ago.
Yes,
that is another thing that he loves about Aliens. Anyway, yeah.
That's another story for another day. But
we've told it like 50 times already.
So, but Nemesis essentially is like it's basically the Alien the movie. You're on a ship, you're trying to escape. Kind of everything that happened in that movie happens in this game. Like but everyone's got to run off in different areas and do things, and you can hose over it's cooperative until it's not. So it's not a cooperative game. You all have your own personal. You're either taking the corporate goal or your personal goal, and some of them are be the only survivor. That's how you're going to win. You got to make sure everyone else dies. And there's ways to try to do that. You can play the game fully cooperative and try. And even if you're doing that, the game is really hard. Mm-hmm. So that's like Alien the movie. The new game from here. So then Alien Lockdown is the second one in the series. Basically, it's kind of follows this game. With the story that the ship made it to Mars and now the aliens are there and you're on a Mars base so you got some new mechanics, things like power going out, and if you're in a battle with an alien and you're in darkness, they're more powerful, which is crazy because they're already overpowered. And then this year, 2025, Nemesis, I think it's Retaliation. I should know. It's on my list.
Yeah, I think that's right.
I think it's Retaliation comes out, and it's essentially more like Aliens, the board game, because you're going to have tiles that instead of it being a established board, you're putting your tiles down and building the board as you play. And then, and there's multiple. So when you have an alien come out, now in the new one, it's going to be a horde of aliens. Mm-hmm. So, but we're like Marines, so we're supposed to be better equipped, and you come with armor. But I've watched several preview playthroughs, and it's hard. It's hard, and I can't. I got it on order. I can't wait. But okay, that's enough on Nemesis, right? I will talk about it all night or all morning. So, anything else you wanted to say on Nemesis?
So even though we all lost, I'm still going to count it as a win because I got off of the ship.
Nope. It's not a win. You were infected. It's a loss.
I got off the ship. I didn't survive.
And we're infected.
I wasn't around a year later, but I got off the ship.
I will give you this. You were the only one to get off the ship alive. But that's where your journey ended.
And the aliens left me with a gift that kept on giving, I guess.
That's what stinks about it. That's like the one frustrating. It's not stinks. It's one of the crazy things about the game is you could be successful. And then there's Well, check this to see, check these hidden things that people were trusting others on the team to do. Oh, you could have died right here. Okay, if you survive, check this. Oh, that might have killed you or ruined your objective. Let's move to the third one. There's like 3, 4, 5 checks to, so you could have done everything right and still end up dying.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, wow, it's so crazy. The game, like Rob said, it is not going to help you at all. It is there to hurt you. The odds are stacked against you.
Yeah, it's like, what else bad can happen? Oh, look, there it went. There it happened. Just when it couldn't get any worse, it does.
So then, after Nemesis, we needed something a little lighter. So we played some Bullet Heart.
Bullet Heart.
Yes. I'm not saying the word heart. I'm saying the icon.
Symbol.
The symbol heart. It's a heart symbol.
Or you should go like bullet.
There you go. But your heart's got to be blue.
What were the other ones? Bullet Star, I think.
Let's see. There's, this is just going to show me there's like Bullet Orange, Bullet Star, which I also have Bullet Star.
And then they got a new one.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them. Orange Plus. There's a bunch of characters in it, but
yeah, Level 99 Games made this one. Some interesting.
Orange Plus, Fan, Palette,
Orange
Paw. So
those have got to be like add-ons or something.
Yes, yeah, these are all like you're just adding more characters and stuff to the game. So there's a bunch, but
anyway,
anime style artwork. You are playing as a heroine. Is that the right word? Yeah. Each heroine, it says.
I mean, damsel.
They're not in distress.
Not that other stuff.
So, no, not drugs, but you are a kick butt lady who knows how to deal out some pain and damage and fight. So you get this board. You get a character board with some abilities, and then you have another board that goes to the right of your main board, and it has like action points, so you can spend these during the round to do different things. And you have cards which give you what's called patterns. And what's going to happen is you're drawing these bullets out of a bag, and there like 5, 6 different colors, and there's like this board, the main boards.
Yeah, think like Connect 4 kind of.
Yeah.
When you're dropping, not really, but these bullets are like falling down to certain places, and then you have to puzzle out how to get rid of them.
Yes.
Get them off the board
before they hit the bottom. Otherwise, they move over to your character and you take damage.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing about this, the funny thing is I didn't tell this to Rob, was...
Are you keeping secrets?
Yeah, I did. Well, no, at the time, before, I didn't mention that there's a 3-minute timer.
Oh, I knew that.
Oh, so when we're first learning it, I thankfully my friend was like, we'll do it without a timer and just go through it. So but then you put that 3-minute timer on, and man, the pressure, because you got to get rid of these bullets, and every round you're getting more and more in your bag. And if the person next to you is really good, they're clearing them, and their bullets go into your bag.
And then they give you half their bullets.
Yeah.
True story.
So it makes it harder for you to try, and you have to use all the bullets in the bag. So if the timer ends and you still have bullets, now all you can do is place them. You can't do anything else. You just have to place them all out, and boom, 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 you could die just from that, because you can't use any abilities or patterns to clear them. It's just timer's up. You now have to place everything. So it's one of these, it's like you got to be quick, and there's a lot happening, but it's really fun. I really like this game.
Yeah, I do too.
All right. And then this was today, right? We did all this today. So we've done 1, 2, 3, 4. We got 5 games in today. First of all, we started out with another one of my all-time favorites, and that's Planet Unknown.
Mm-hmm.
And we got to play my new deluxe edition. We didn't play Supermoon. Rob had not played this yet, so we just kind of played the original base game, if you will. Yeah, but with some new stuff. new rovers, new plastic meteorites and life pods, and
your
fancy
your lid
trays.
for Susan.
Oh yeah, I took my little lazy Susan, I flipped it upside down, shook it, took it back, and I took the lid off.
Together.
Everything was in its place. It's awesome.
Magic.
If you have Planet Unknown and you don't know this yet, the biggest struggle with that game was that the lazy Susan's awesome, but the tiles don't stay in there when they'll come out when you, especially if you stand the box up. If you don't leave it flat, like horizontal, if you stand it up vertical to display it or put it sideways on your calyx or your shelves, those pieces come out and then it's a mess when you open the box. So if you buy the Supermoon expansion, which is just being released now, there is a lid and a band in that expansion.
A box band.
Yep. And the band goes right on that lid over the Lazy Susan and holds everything in place beautifully. So you can get a copy of that just by buying the expansion, which is awesome. The expansion comes with some great new content. So, so this, you've heard me talk about this game for a year and a half.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, because you picked it up at Gen Con.
My first one,
a year and a half ago. Yeah.
So what did it live up to my hype?
Yeah. Oh, I would say that I would definitely buy this game, but I already did. Because it just arrived.
Yeah.
After what? Almost 2-year Kickstarter.
It was right. It's been delayed. It was long. Yeah. But it's here.
And I definitely enjoyed this game. Definitely give it a thumbs up. I like the whole polyomino. I think that's the name for those, right?
Yep.
The Tetris pieces. The whole polyomino aspect of it. The whole advancement track, right? The tech tracks that they have. And it's a very unique system that they have for choosing which polyominoes you're putting down. So to me, that's pretty cool. So you get to choose, and then the other players, they kind of take the luck of the draw with whatever they're given, and they have to make the best out of it.
Yep.
And I enjoy this game a lot.
Yeah, I can't say enough. This is a 10 across the board.
Absolutely.
If you haven't played Planet Unknown, you need to find a copy, find someone who has it, and play it.
Yes.
Absolutely. This is what was I said earlier? This is my favorite game.
What?
But I said earlier, this is my favorite. Oh, Nemesis. This is like Nemesis and this are like sit at the top of my list. It's really hard for me to pick which one would be that number one spot. That's why I don't think I'm ever going to do another top list, because some of these are just, they're too hard. They're number one for a reason.
Yep.
I'm gonna have to break it down like number one polyomino game, number one space horror game, or something like that. Sure. So, all right. And then we moved on to Castles of Burgundy,
the card game.
Yes. And I didn't even know this thing existed, and Rob brought it with him. And
because it fits in a suitcase very easily. It's like about as big as a 5x7?
Yeah, it's not a big game, but
5x7 index card or something like that.
Yeah, that's bigger than that.
Yeah.
So
anyway,
it's a small box Castle Burgundy, but man, it felt like Castle of Burgundy.
It did.
It plays in 30 to 60 minutes. I think we did it in pretty record time, if I recall. Maybe it was right at the
I think we took like right around an hour.
Yeah, we were right at an hour. Yeah. So, but you were also teaching it to me, so that delayed things. But it's excellent. I really enjoy this. I love Castle Burgundy, but this is like a way to,
and it plays up to 4 people, just like the real deal.
Yeah, and it's like a way to kind of feel like you play the game without, spending a half hour setting up the game, and another half hour tearing it down.
And now we all have to play the big special edition, so that is a tough game to lug around.
Oh, yeah.
With it's like, what is that thing? Probably like 45 pounds.
And it doesn't even fit in the shelf. It's like it has to sit up on the top of a shelf, So
it's not Calyx friendly.
No, it's not.
Because it will stick out.
And then you got your separate boxes for your 3D terrain and your acrylic tiles and but we got to have the fancy version. And I'm surprised, like, I was wondering, I'm like, because now I found out today they have a dice game too. So I was like, did they have these in that reprint of the? Did they offer these things?
No.
Oh, man, I need to secure me a copy of this and maybe the dice game. So I'm gonna have to look and see if I can find this. But I really did enjoy this. It felt like I can't believe they make because when you brought it out, I'm like, how are we playing? How are you putting this game into a card game?
Stefan Feld did it.
The dude is a genius.
Yeah.
It's fun if you like Castles of Burgundy, but want to feel like you played it, but only have an hour.
And it's easier too. I don't think it's it's not quite as thinky as the real game can be. Not that one is like super thinky, but
this weighs 2.56 on BGG. Let's see, I can probably find the original.
Just click on top.
Oh, right there, yeah. So let's see. The actual game is 297. So
just a little bit less.
A little bit less. I actually think I would give this a lower weight, and I'd give the original game a higher weight than this.
You push it into like 3 territory.
I just think the card game is more light to mid.
Yeah.
It's really not as complicated as, and there's just not as much out there.
Yeah, because it removed the whole spatial aspect of Castles of Burgundy by removing that whole duchy process.
Yeah.
Right? But you still have all the other cast of characters, right? The ships, the castles, the mines, the animals,
well, you're still putting them in your duchy, but that's the estate that they call it, right? But
you're not
having to the tile placement.
Right, you're not doing the building out from wherever you place your castle.
Yeah.
And trying to put everything in region. So I definitely enjoyed this game. And not that it's a substitute for the real deal, but it is more accessible, it is quicker, and it is fun.
Yeah. So I'm really glad you brought it. So thumbs up from me. I'm going to have to find a copy.
I got to see if I have the dice game. I think I do. I don't remember.
All right. So next game we played today was Apiary. This is one I got recently. This is a Connie Vogelman game, and we know Connie from what other great games? Wormspan, and is that it? Why did I think? I was thinking of Elizabeth Hargrave. So Connie made Wormspan from Elizabeth Hargrave's Wingspan. Did
they do that one together?
They did. They were both involved in it, yes. But I do like Wormspan better than Wingspan.
Okay.
Just some of the mechanics and stuff
are cooler than birds.
No, it's not even that. It's not the birds or the dragons. It's just the way the mechanics of the game play. And I really despise the bird feeder in Wingspan. Like, it's so hard to get resources, where it's so much easier in Wormspan. And that's that kind of one change. But there's other things that, to me, it's like a harder, more complex version of Wingspan. And then, of course, I got Finspan sitting right behind me on the shelf that is still in shrink. Just came in. I need to do an unboxing.
It's about sharks.
It's fish. But anyways, so we played Apiary. Is a new game that I've discovered and have fallen in love with, which I didn't think I would like. I'm like, space bees? Bees traveling through space? I'm like, what?
There's no apes in this one.
There's no apes. It's all bees. Yeah. Where did they get that from? Apiary. I know. Damn dirty apes.
Yes.
I absolutely love this game. It's a Stonemaier game. The very first time I played it, just immediately was like, this thing is awesome. This has a big table presence. There's a lot there. but this is not a hard game. It is almost a 3 on the weight.
Hey,
but
it's the same as Castles of Burgundy.
297. There you go. But 1 to 5 players, 60 to 90 minutes. It plays quick. So when you see how big this game is and how much is going on, you're just like, oh man, here's a 3-hour game. Nope. 90 minutes tops. And I'm going to have to look and see what we did with a teach, how long it took us.
I want to say it was like
it was an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Right at 90 minutes with a teach. So yeah, next time we play, we'll probably hit
I think the 90,
hour.
Their 90 minutes is supposed to be for 5 players.
Oh, you know what? You're probably right, but still, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, no, I'm teasing.
So
yeah,
but I need to learn how to play the solo version. There's a solo for this. I'm gonna have to break that out and do that. But love this game. It's worker placement with like how your workers will change, like their strength. And then once they get to 4 and you use them or they come off the board, then they have to hibernate and you basically lose that worker. And now you got to use another worker to try to get them back, and you're trying to manage when you're going to pull all your pieces back and get your income, but you don't get income if you don't buy farms. And then you have to have resources to buy the farms and the recruits and all these different things. And it's just, it's fantastic. I don't know. I love the game. Well, what about you?
Oh, I definitely enjoyed the game. It was a lot of fun to play. The theme of it was a little odd. Space bees, right? But yeah, as far as the game goes, it was a lot of fun. It was enjoyable. I like that whole like 2 tracks, right? You had the Queen, whatever,
the Queen's Favor, and
Queen's
then
Favor track,
actual score track.
Actual score track. You had your own personal board that you were expanding out on, and that was very interesting. And then it was a couple of different mechanisms all lumped into one, and they pulled it off in a very fun way. The only way that I could say they could have improved it is, if maybe they made the theme something about like harvesting wheat in the Spanish countryside. I'm just joking. I'm totally
made it into an 1800 Euro game. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, with the dude on the front cover that's got like the stoic face,
holding his wheat.
Yeah, looking very unhappy, like
in the 3-color paint scheme that all those old games are.
Yeah, exactly.
So
yeah, insert Euro game here, and it's got that kind of cover.
All right.
Heck, like even look at this. See, right, Castles of Burgundy. It's got the dude you don't see their face.
This guy on the side.
Yes.
There you go.
Right there on the side. If you can kind of see that, just sitting there and like.
Yeah. He's definitely.
That's the only way you can improve this game.
All right,
see,
dog. Be quiet.
The dog agrees. The dog agrees.
All right, so we got 2 games left to talk about, and I'll let Rob talk about this one. It's another one he brought.
Yes, and Mark is so glad I brought this one. Anyway, one designer that I really enjoy his games is Carl Chudik. So he makes some really interesting games, like
I'm just kidding.
He makes some really interesting games, like Glory to Rome is a super popular game. It has been for some time. Oddly enough, it hasn't really been reprinted. Well, they tried to, but that's a whole different story. But there's been a couple of games, later, not really quite along the same lines. But yeah, according to BGG, Glory to Rome was redone by Motainai, and it kind of was. But this is a game that has a very unique card play. So the game is like, it uses like a 52 or a 54 card deck of cards, right? I think
they said 54. And
yeah, it was just over 50,
something like that.
Because like a regular deck of cards is 52, right?
Yep.
So there's around 50 cards in it, and the cards have like 4 different uses. Some games, right, they have like 1 or 2 uses, like you use either the back for money or use different quadrants of the cards for different things. Yeah, here, depending on where you tuck the cards, left, right, top, bottom of this player board that you have, the cards all do different things. And it takes a while to get used to this because it's totally unlike anything that you've probably played ever in your life. and I got derailed. So it's totally unlike anything that you've ever played. So there's a little bit of a struggle getting into this game. He's got another series of games called Innovation, which is kind of the same thing, where the cards splay out in different ways and they get tucked. And, he apparently has like really championed the splaying, tucking mechanism. But this is the type of game, though, that once you get used to it, the games are really satisfying and they're a lot of fun, but it's a steep learning curve. It's a steep learning curve, but if you push through it, it is worth it. And what do you think? Be kind.
See, he said it for me. The dog said it for me.
I'm running out of here.
Sorry about the dog. So
tie knot. What makes it deluxe? 2 decks of cards.
So we played. What was the game we played last year?
That was Uchronia, which is probably not the worst, but it's the least favorite of all of them by many people.
I did not like that.
Yeah.
Now, and so and I remembered that designer's name. That's the funny thing, is I did not like that game, and I remembered his name. And then Rob brought it today, and he's like, I got this from Carl. And I was like, dude, no way. I'm like, no. If you can go back home. But I'm like, he hauled it here. I'll play it. And about the first 3/4 of the game, I was not happy.
Yeah.
I was lost. I didn't get, for some, I mean, I'm not the smartest bulb in the box, but these multi-use cards I had some similar issues with this game that I did with Uchronia.
Although this one is it's simpler because there's not as much going on the cards. Because Uchronia, it's like dinosaur people.
Well, what I mean is
and stuff.
So getting resources, trying to get this to do this to do that. I just had a hard time making those connections.
Yeah.
Now, my original distaste for this, I can really throw it all on you. Because you just did a terrible job of explaining this game.
Duh.
And it really wasn't until the end when it's like, okay, I finally get, it's like I was getting parts of it as we went along. Things were starting to click just very slowly. And by the time we got done, it was like, okay, I finally understand what I'm doing.
The game is a struggle to get the flow of.
Yes.
That's maybe the best way to describe it. Because the games have a flow where you're like, okay, I know what I'm doing. I'm doing this, I'm doing that, getting these. This one is like, you just see these cards and it's got like 15 different symbols and tuck it over here, it does this. Until
tuck it here. Don't tuck it here. Yeah. This scores. This doesn't score. This will score these points at the end of the game. Oh, no, I guess I read that wrong. They don't score those points. You can't put that there, or you can put that there. You can't build this because you don't have, you got to come out of your hand and you can't use the resources. I mean, it was just, it did eventually all click by the end. I really felt like, okay, I get it. It wasn't as bad as the other game.
No.
Yeah. But it was very frustrating to begin with.
Yeah.
But I would play this again, not tomorrow. No, I think
we both laughed.
I could play this again. And probably enjoy it.
Not tomorrow.
Yeah, not
today.
Okay, not today. That's right. We're into Monday. Yeah. So, but yeah, not a bad. I'm glad, it does expand my experience. I've only played 2 games that were like this, and both were from Carl. Sorry, and Carl Chuddick. I don't know him personally.
And the thing is, because you're not talking Walking Dead Carl. That is Carl.
Yeah.
But anyway, and the thing that also makes it interesting is when you build these cards that have the ones in this game that you put into the gallery and the store. I forget what they're called.
Gift shop.
The gift shop, yeah.
Gift shop.
So they give you all these power-ups, right, that are like lasting in the game. And some of those, like, they really
until someone steals your power.
They really change the game. And some of them, to put it lightly, they're mean.
Yep.
It's like, build this, take your opponent's favorite card and make it your own.
Exactly.
So, yeah, so that's Matai. If you're interested in a fun little card game, it's fairly small. It does take up a lot of space. But if you're interested in something fun, check it out. But give it a chance. Give it a couple of plays, and then you'll see its beauty.
It is not a family game. Just know this is a heavier weight.
What is the weight on
game? It is.
Is it over a 3?
Watch it be like a 1 point something. No. It's a 3-1-6.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So she's a heavy little card game. So just
and for 2 players, it should be like a 15-20 minute game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
anyway.
know it before you go into it.
Yes.
All right. Now we finished today off, our evening off right before this show. I brought out Rebirth from Reiner Knizia. It's a new one I just got here at the end of last year. Mm-hmm. And I've played this probably 3-4 times now. Really like this game. It's great. So I busted it out because I wanted Rob to play it, published by Mighty Boards. What did you think of this game in Scotland?
I definitely enjoy this one. This is one that you've been talking about for quite some time now on the podcast. And it was one that last couple of times I was at my local game store, I was looking for it. And there was a day that I almost put in an online order. It was in my cart. But it was one of those days where, Mark and I had a conversation a while ago about not buying as many games. And it was one of those where I'm like, no. Close my browser windows out. I'm like, I am not doing another purchase, which normally just means that I'm going to buy it the next day.
Yes.
But I have been good. I have not bought any of those games.
But now you're going to be searching for it tonight.
Well, if I see it, I'm not going to buy it online, because if I buy it online, that means I'm going to buy like 4 or 5 games to get my free shipping. I can't buy just one game. And
that's why I had 4 games showing up today, because I needed to get enough to get the free shipping.
Exactly. Well, why pay $20 shipping when you can get a free game for that same amount? Duh. Right? So if I see this at my game store and I'm over there, I'll pick it up for sure. Almost guaranteed. I did enjoy the game. Last couple of years, I've been kind of on some of Reiner Knizia's games. Like there's a couple that I just didn't really care for, and then I've been shying away from it. But I was pleasantly surprised by this. I was definitely intrigued based on what Mark had said. I was pleasantly surprised at how much I enjoyed it. And it's a fun game. It's a fun middleweight game that you can play with your non-gamer friends and have a good time. And I think that they would like it as well.
Yes.
Yeah, not brain burnery or anything like that.
It's not.
Yeah.
It really isn't. And I noticed, I think this is funny, the image that we're looking at online, the castle's sitting here on a housing development and not right here where it belongs.
Oh, is that AI or something?
Might be AI art.
Yeah.
So
It's
little
not,
place.
it's not,
Someone threw
yeah.
something together for an image and has a castle in the wrong spot on the image. But
Yeah.
so all right.
Is everything else okay in there? Not that it matters.
It looked like it, but so. But anyways, yeah. Rebirth, excellent game. If you get an opportunity to check it out, it's like an hour long. I think I don't even know if we took an hour, but we probably rounded out right about an hour. But it's a really quick game. 45 minutes for Rob's first playthrough and a teach. It was 45 minutes for 2 players. And one thing I really love about this game is it moves quick.
Yes.
Everybody's doing one thing on your turn. You place a tile, you score if you
tile board.
Yeah, score, and then it's on to the next person. And while the others are doing just that simple, I'm placing a tile, you can pull your next tile, look at it, and start planning your next thing. And and even if people aren't doing it, there's not a lot of options. You have to place your tiles in certain areas on the board. So as it goes on, it gets less and less places. So it really there shouldn't be a lot of AP for people in this game. Now, I do know some that I haven't played with in my group that seriously got to look at everything. I want to play it with them and see if it runs quicker with them or not. I really think it probably will, because even you're not a huge AP person, but you take more time with your turns than I do. I really don't. You do, but
Whatever.
This one went quick. Mm-hmm. It did. Yeah. It just, I don't think the game allows you really to kind of get bogged down in too much. There's just, I don't know, maybe there's just not that much there, but it's fun. Mm-hmm. So, all right. Now Rob's upset. I didn't call you an AP player.
You called me slow.
All right. Well, that's what we have for you today. Give us a thumbs up, please.
Am I in the frame? Where am I?
Here, let me shine my.
There you go. Can you step out?
I'll bounce the light to.
Yeah.
Look how pale I am. Look at that, folks. All right, get him, dog.
We're having fun. Having fun.
All right. Well, we're gonna get out of here because it is almost 1:30 in the morning.
Yeah, dogs want attention.
Here's one of them right here. He's not the noisy one. The noisy one's laying behind me. Yeah. So he's my sweet boy. So he's saying hi. But anyways, thanks again. Rob, it was really great. You came out here, and I'm glad we get one more day to hit a bunch more games. So check out all the gameplays that are going to be going up next couple weeks, and let us know your thoughts. Mm-hmm. Thanks, everybody.
All right, thanks for listening. Catch you all on episode 91 and all of those episodes in between, or the videos in between.
All right. See you later. Bye.